assessment. Yes, good afternoon. Today we are going to discuss about the another topic which is important for the assessment of a cardiopulmonary patient, and it is about stress testing. What do we mean by this term stress testing? So you people have any idea what is stress testing or treadmill test? Sometimes we may call it.
Yes, sir.
So this is about the functional capacity or the exercise capacity of an individual. So there are various investigations, but in a stress testing, we are putting the patient or the concerned individual to a physiological test or a physiological stress, we can say, which is exercise. There are various types of exercise, and we monitor the exercise. We know the intensity, duration, the type of exercise, and the responses of the patient is also checked. So what is the resting heart rate? How much it is rising with how much of the workload? What is the maximum heart rate of the person? How to calculate it? What is the target heart rate? How to see it? And what is the inference which we can gain? What are the some important exercise physiology points which we have here? These are the important points which we must consider when we are planning for the exercise test or a
Stress
stress
test.
test. So let me just share my screen with you. Is it visible to people?
Yes, sir.
Is the screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is fitness? Daily activities with vigor. A demonstration of traits and capacities that are associated with low risk of premature development of hypokinetic diseases. Hypokinetic diseases are obesity, diabetes, blood pressure, and lifestyle diseases like syndrome X or metabolic syndrome. It is about body composition, where we talk about the percentage of body fat, the lipid profile, the HDL, LDL ratio, the triglycerides. Then cardiorespiratory fitness, where we talk about the VO2 max. And then we have the strength and flexibility, where we have 1RM testing and range of motion, active and passive range of motion. Then how do we do the stress testing? What is the normal cardiovascular response? When we should not do it? What are the relative contraindications? What are the absolute contraindications? What are the various testing procedures? Maximal stress test or submaximal stress test? What are the indications for terminating exercise testing? And various interpretations associated with it. So exercise is a common physiological stress. Then we do exercise test or stress test. The basal metabolic rate or BMR rises by a factor of 20 and the cardiac output rises by a factor of 6 during an exercise test. It may rise that much. Then we have static versus dynamic exercise, and we have isometric versus dynamic exercise. Now, before we actually get into the stress testing, we can have a quick understanding of the cardiovascular responses during stress testing. What are the various cardiovascular responses? So here we have to understand some of the basic concepts of the exercise physiology. Like what is VO2 max? What is VO2 peak? What is the meaning of VO2? That is CO into CaO2 minus CVO2. CO is for the cardiac output. Then we have MVO2, that is myocardial oxygen consumption, which is HR into BP. It is also known as the double product. Then heart rate response, immediate rise. What is the peak rise? And when the heart rate starts to return towards normal, and how much time it takes to become normal again. What is the recovery heart rate? 1 minute recovery and 5 minute recovery heart rate. The blood pressure response, systolic blood pressure response, and the diastolic blood pressure response. Whether it is rising, it is not rising, how much it is rising, for how long it is remaining raised, and then when it is returning back. So in the exercise physiology, VO2 represents the oxygen consumption of the whole body. Therefore, it mainly represents the work of the peripheral skeletal muscles rather than the myocardial muscles. However, aerobic capacity, that is VO2 max, is a term used to measure the work capacity of an individual. As the individual increases the workload, the exercise, the VO2 increases in a linear fashion until it levels off and reaches a plateau, despite further increase in the workload. This plateau, point of plateau, where it is not increasing further, this is the aerobic capacity of the individual. Here the metabolism of the working individual may shift from the aerobic metabolism to anaerobic metabolism. It is usually expressed in the millimeters of oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute. Then myocardial oxygen consumption, MVO2, is the actual oxygen consumption of the heart. It can be measured directly with cardiac catheterization. In a clinical setting, however, the rate pressure product can be used since the heart rate and systolic blood pressure correlates well with the MVO2. Then rate pressure product or double product. It refers to the work required of the heart, which closely parallels the systolic blood pressure and heart rate. So cardiac output is heart rate into SV, that is stroke volume. The metabolic equivalent, that is resting metabolic unit, is 1 MET, that is 3.5 ml oxygen consumed per kilogram of body weight per minute. What are the various indications and applications? It is for diagnostic purpose, for disease severity and prognosis. It can be like an exercise testing after MI, functional exercise testing, and return to work testing. What are the various contraindications to stress testing? There are absolute contraindications like acute myocardial infarction within past 2 days, high risk unstable angina, uncontrolled cardiac arrhythmias, acute pulmonary embolus or pulmonary infarction, severe aortic stenosis, uncontrolled symptomatic heart failure, acute myocarditis or pericarditis, suspected or known dissecting aneurysm, acute infection. These are the absolute ones. Then relative: left main coronary stenosis, moderate stenotic valvular heart disease, electrolyte abnormality, severe arterial hypertension, tachyarrhythmia, bradyarrhythmia, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, neuromuscular, musculoskeletal or rheumatoid disorder, high degree AV block, ventricular arrhythmias, uncontrolled metabolic disease, chronic infectious disease. Then for the testing procedure, we have to take informed consent, patient instruction, maximum versus submaximal exercise testing. The decision to use maximal or submaximal, it will depend upon the reasons for the test, type of subject to be tested, availability of equipment and personnel. Maximum tests require participants to exercise to the point of volitional fatigue and might require physician supervision and emergency equipment because there are chances of some adverse effects. More sensitivity is there, more severity and precautions are to be required for the coronary artery disease patient. A submaximal tests are easy and they are free of any risk and easy to administer and they can be done without the physician supervision. But in the interpretation is different. Submaximal exercise test, that is the assumption a steady state heart rate is obtained for each exercise work rate. A linear relationship exists between heart rate and work rate. Mechanical efficiency, that is VO2 max at a given rate, is same for everyone. Then what are the various modes of testing? There is a field test. All out effect is there, like 12-minute run test, 1 mile walk test, 1.5 mile run test for time, shuttle test, incremental walk test, etc. Then the advantage, large number of individuals can be tested at one time, little equipment is required. Disadvantage, they are all presumed to be the maximum test. They are unmonitored. However, VO2 max can be calculated. Then we have the motor driven treadmill, can be used for submaximal or maximal exercise test. They are often used for diagnostic testing, walking to running, fit to unfit, practice session, expensive, not easily transportable, and monitoring is possible. Then we have mechanically braked cycle ergometer. It is an excellent test modality for submaximal to maximal, relatively inexpensive and easily transportable. Allows easy BP and ECG monitoring, and it has a disadvantage that it is an unfamiliar activity. However, walking is a familiar activity and this is an unfamiliar activity. Limited localized muscle fatigue is there, not full body fatigue. Non-weight bearing modality and it needs calibration to the work rate. Then step test. Step test is an excellent modality for cardiorespiratory fitness. Heart rate response for one or more step test unit is needed. Step height is required and the recovery heart rate has to be checked. Little equipment is required, it can be easily done, mass testing can be done, no practice is required. Now when to stop? Indications for terminating exercise tolerance test. Absolute indications. Drop in systolic blood pressure more than 10 mm Hg plus ischemia plus increase in the workload. So ischemia means there is a ST segment and T wave changes in the ECG. Moderate to severe angina, increasing nervous system symptoms, signs of poor perfusion, failure of monitoring, sustained ventricular tachycardia, ST elevation, and subject wants to stop. Then there are relative contraindications, drop in systolic blood pressure more than 10 mm Hg with signs of ischemia, ST depression and QT changes, arrhythmias, fatigue, shortness of breath, cramps, claudication, bundle branch block, which is known as BBB, then chest pain, mild and hypertensive response. Then the various protocols are there. Bruce protocol, modified Bruce protocol, Belke protocol, Alstead protocol, Belke-Barre protocol. These are the treadmill protocols in which the patient is made to walk and then slightly jog and run on a treadmill with a certain speed and inclination, which is known as percentage grade. Then all individuals cannot walk, so there is a dobutamine pharmacological exercise test where 5 μg per kg per minute is given, 10 micron per gram per kg per minute, and 40 to 50 micron grams per kg per minute is given. Then we have to check the dyspnea index and lung function. Then there is amputee exercise testing, pharmacological stress testing using dipyramidol, damol for patients who are unable to perform the exercise test. Upper extremity exercise ergometer stress test. First determine the safety and ability. Telemetry monitoring of ambulation training, pre-prosthetic period and prosthetic period. Then stroke exercise testing modality, treadmill ambulation if tolerated, stationary bicycle ergometer modified, portable leg ergometer, R ergometer, telemetry monitoring of level surface ambulation of general conditioning classes. Then return to employment, evaluation of the patient, evaluation of the job, matching the patient and the job, and other conditions are to be checked. Clinical evaluation, functional cardiac classification, class 1 can perform 7 METs or greater, class 2 can perform 5 METs or greater but not 7 METs, can perform 2 METs or greater but not 5 METs, class 4 cannot perform 2 METs or greater. Then we have the functional exercise stress test. Here, what is the recommendation? That many people, most of the people with exercise capacity of 7 METs can return to most of the jobs. More than 5 MET can return only to sedentary job, and 3 to 4 MET is not suitable for the re-employment. These are the various protocols. Here you can see in this there is a functional class. Then you have the clinical status, functional class. There is a normal, that is 1, then you have 2, then you have 3, then you have 4. Then you have the clinical status. Here it is highly fit for age. Then there is a sedentary individual or sedentary but healthy. So sedentary but healthy is up to this level, 10 to 3.5. Then we have limited. Then we have symptomatic. Then we have the various MET values for this and oxygen cost for this. Then various step tests, bicycle ergometer test, and treadmill protocols. There is the 3-minute stage, percentage grade and speed, 2-minute stage, percentage grade, 1-minute stage. Then their various protocols are there. So this is about the stress testing and various things associated with it, which we have discussed: the physiological response, absolute and relative contraindication, how to terminate, and in the end we have seen some of the protocols which we have to use during the stress testing. Thank you.